Hey everybody, Michael Reeves here. Tonight we are starting the next level of Autumn Wind 2020-2021 playoffs. This is the divisional round, first of four contests. This is one of two NFC contests, and tonight we have the number one seed Seattle Seahawks, 14-2 in the regular season, facing off against the expansion club, one of three expansion clubs to join Autumn Wind this year. They were the one team that made the playoffs, the New York Giants, coached by Joe Golden, who finished the season 9-6-1. And they won their opening round playoff game as the number 5 seed, defeating the Grand Rapids Rampage. So let's get the field of play set up. We're super early in this one. Seattle has the ball first. They are coached by Dennis Crowley, who most everybody acknowledges as one of the best at his craft. And he's facing off against Joe Golden. And this is his first year, actually, in Autumn Wind. But Joe is in a lot of leagues across the country. There's a pass. It's on Russell Wilson's card, and it's a pickup of 20. It's a short game screen pass. So Crowley was a tough matchup basically for everybody, as evidenced by his 14-2 regular season. And Joe Golden again at 9-6-1. Both these teams came from the same division, as it turns out. I believe they're both in the Walsh, I believe. And so the winner of this game tonight is going to take on the winner of the Los Angeles Rams-Dallas Cowboy playoff game that's taking place Saturday. I believe we've scheduled it for 5 p.m., and I say we because I'm the coach of the Los Angeles Rams. So there's an inside run, pickup of 4 on the play. It's 2nd down and 6. This is Seattle's opening drive. They've made their way into Giants territory, ball resting at the 44. So these are the NFC matchups. The AFC matchups, I believe there's another game that's actually been scheduled for tonight. I don't know which one is scheduled for tonight, but Tampa Bay is hosting New England, which is the number 2 and number 3 seeds. And then the number 1 seed, Houston, is taking on Philadelphia, the number 5 seed. There's a pass that is complete and a first down. Now the ball rests at the 32-yard line. That was to Mostert, or Mostert. We kind of argue back and forth on the correct pronunciation of that running back, but how about a 12-yard pass to Raheem? Maybe that'd be the easier way. He's in a 3-wide set here. Defense countering 3-3-5. That's Golden Tate. We called the play too quick. That's Golden Tate to the outside. We also see Deshaun Jackson. See who that 3rd wide receiver is. So that's interesting. Erickson, every team basically has 5 or 6 receivers. I would dare say that Erickson would probably be in the lower third of receiving total cards this year, but he is playing him. He's probably trying to expose a matchup. And as you can see, he does have that 0 on the outside and a 4 on the left. So maybe he's trying to pull him out of that 3-4. White die 1, he catches a break, though, with a 4-yard carry there for Lindsey, and that's another first down. So maybe that's the strategy that Dennis is going to try to pull off today. We usually see a 2 tight end set for him, or a tight end in his backfield as a blocking back, but maybe we're going to see a lot of 3 wide. So there on first down, that's a run up the middle, but the left guard's not able to make the block, so it's a small pickup of 1 yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. So he has Raheem Mostert in the backfield along with Phillip Lindsay. That's Russell Wilson under center. That's Will Dissly from the real-life Seattle Seahawks. Crowley is a big Seattle Seahawk fan. A lot of his teams have Russell Wilson under center. So that one's guessed right. And again, when you go 3 wide, you do face white die 1 reading that turns into a guessed right. And not a lot of running backs have good guessed right cards. So now it's 3rd and 8. So the Giants would be super pleased here if they can stop them on this down, perhaps hold them to a field goal. So here's an inside run that's going to pick up 5, Crowley's not going to hesitate. He's going to go ahead and try to kick this and get on the board first. And they will. So that's Matt Gay, who ended up on the real-life Los Angeles Rams roster after being waived. The Rams feel like they have a good kicker in him, so maybe he'll stick around for a while. But so often these kickers change uniforms quite frequently, be it for inconsistent play or maybe they're just making too much money and it's just easier to find somebody who can work cheaper. So the Giants are going to take over 1st and 10 at their 25 after that touchback. So Seattle's drive took a lot of time off the clock. Almost 7.5 minutes, over 7 minutes on that first drive. They wind up with 3. They are the home team today, and the way the rules are in this league, you do get some advantage as the home team. The long gains are longer for the home team, so there is, Stratomatic does provide that advantage. Now, we haven't seen animation here, so I want to make sure that they weren't locked up. They are not. And so on 1st down, now we see Joe Golden with a unique lineup here with 3 wide, and he's got a blocking back running back. In his last game against Grand Rapids is a 4 wide set, and they have Dalvin Cook in the backfield. And Washington and Cook basically, Washington, I think, wound up with 800 total yards this year. And Cook had 991, which is a real anomaly for Autumn Wind most every team has a 1,000-yard rusher. The rule set is such that without injuries and without, capped runs for a season, you don't have like exhausted players as far as the season is concerned. You got to sit them out. There's some leagues that actually try to keep you capped to the number of attempts that you have in the regular season. Your running backs can go hog wild. And so it's not unusual to see a 2,000-yard running back, which we did this year, and a few running backs who had over 1,800 yards. There's a 1st down pass. No, something else I noticed this weekend in the game between Grand Rapids and the Jets, I think that final score, I don't have my iPad with me. I have to look back at that score, but I believe it was maybe 21-9.
22-13.
20, what was that again?
22-13.
22-13. Thank you. So one of the things I found interesting about this, if you look at Darnold's card, it's not exactly fabulous for guessed right, but Joe Golden was just drilling 6s and 7s nonstop in this game. It was crazy how he was getting such good rolls on his card. And he's already off to a good start here with 2 consecutive 1st downs. So DeAndre Washington in the backfield, he'll spell time with, we just took him out. Samuel, he just took him out before I could get him. The Steelers backup running back. Samuels, I believe. 3-3-5 set. He's looking for the rookie tight end from the Vikings. That's Irv Smith, and he makes the catch. So Darnold off to a nice start, 3 for 4. And with that, the Giants have made their way into Seattle territory. There's a run for DeAndre Washington. It's on the defensive card. That's a pickup of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7. Defensive tackle able to make the play on that white guy 5. Three wide set. 3-3-5 set up. There's a pitch, and it's only going to pick up 2. So now it's 3rd and 5. Ball resting at the 36. This is setting up for a potential long field goal, or maybe this is 2-down territory. So we'll see how Joe plays it. Got 3 wide set. That's Washington back in the backfield. Darnold is in shotgun. This team threw more than 700 times this year. And interestingly, Darnold got the majority of the throws, which is obvious, but actually Joe Flacco threw 200 attempts as well. So they kind of split them 2/3 of the passes going to Darnold, but he threw everything, threw all the passes in the playoff game. Defender X or short gain, that's a pickup of 18 on the play, so move the chains once again. So Darnold sharp so far on this first drive, 4 for 5. That's Deontay Johnson from the Steelers. A lot of the players that will be catching passes today were secured through the draft this year, actually, and that would include Deontay Johnson from the Steelers, Irv Smith from the Vikings. That's A.J. Brown, obviously the all-world receiver from the Titans. That's Sims from the Redskins. There's a pass that's completed that I believe went to Sims. It did. So Darnold completes another pass. Again, super hot on this drive. 5 for 7, 65 yards. Giants look great here so far, as they now have the ball first and goal at the Seahawks 5. This is the 17th edition of the Autumn Wind Playoffs. We're a couple of games away from the Uber Bowl, and boy, Sam Darnold, 6 for 8 on this drive. Again, he drills that 7 on his card, and they will take the lead. And they also will miss the extra point, so we're going to have that odd-looking 6-3 score. But a great first drive for the Giants as he hits Deontay Johnson with a 11-yard, well, it was 11 on Darnold's card, but it was a 5-yard completion here in real life. But the Giants have taken the lead here. The number 5 seed looking to spring the upset here in Seattle against the Seahawks. Dennis Crowley, this is his second position. The winner of this game will go on to face the winner of the Dallas Cowboy-Los Angeles Rams game this weekend. Looking for Zach Line on this play, but Russell Wilson is forced out of the pocket. He's going to pick up 8. There you see his must-run column. Not too bad. Not as good as what it's been in years past, but not too bad. So it looks like Dennis has gone back to his traditional I formation. So now we're seeing fullback Zach Line. That's who the pass was intended for there. Off tackle run. So on the defense's card, he's able to pick up the first down on the play. And I believe that was Chris Thompson. So we'll see a lot of Mostert. We'll see a lot of Lindsey. Thompson is usually a third down back, but he got the first down on that last carry. Lindsey carries it this time and picks up 9 on the defensive card. As the offensive onside end, I guess that'd be your tackle over there, was able apparently to make the block on that play. 2nd down and 1. Defense double teaming on this play. They called pass, doesn't matter, picks up a yard. So move the sticks. So far, both of these clubs, it's early. This is the 3rd drive, but both have been able to move the ball effectively. As we are nearing the end of the first quarter in this briskly moving contest, Giants up 6-3. The first of 2 NFC divisional wildcard games. We have 2 AFC games. One has been scheduled. I believe that's the one that's taking place later this evening. There's an off-tackle run. Get strong. 3-yard gain for Lindsey. 2nd down and 7. That's 6 carries so far for Lindsey for 25 yards. 4-3 defense. Golden showing blitz here. He's got a free safety 6 that he likes to move around all over the field. There's a pitch out to Lindsey. And no pickup on the play. So now it is 3rd and 7. Defense in the 3-3-5. Again, that's Alex Erickson from the Cincinnati Bengals on the field. He's guarded by a 5. And he's being double teamed on this play. This is a pass where they're looking for Golden Tate. The pass falls incomplete on an interception split. But the pass falls to the turf. The Seahawks punt it, drops in at the 13, so Giants are pinned relative deep in their own territory. As we've entered the second quarter, Giants are up 6-3. Joe Golden, 9-6-1 during the regular season. Small upset playoff win against Grand Rapids, who was 11-5 coming into the game last week and looked good doing it. So, first year for Joe Golden in Autumn Wind, but he is a veteran coach that has been involved in a lot of leagues throughout the so-called stratosphere. Second down and 3. Defense is again in that 3-3-5. Defense double teams correctly on that play, looking deep for A.J. Brown. Pass ball's incomplete. And that'll bring up third down and 3. Three-three-five defense. Looking for Sims, but that pass falls incomplete as the 5 is able to make the play. And it's now fourth down and 3. And that's a deep punt. And it's returned for 18 yards by Alex Erickson. And so the Seahawks will set up shop at their own 38. There's a screen pass to Lindsey. It's guessed right. It's a pickup of 4. Second down and 6. There's a pitch to Lindsey. Defense guessed wrong and double teamed elsewhere. Pickup of 12 on the play. So it's first and 10, and the Seahawks are again in Giants territory. Let's see if there's anybody else in studio that wants to join if they would like. Hey guys, mics are on if anybody wants to come join. Four-yard loss on that play puts the ball back at the 50, second down. And now 14 for the Seahawks. 10:30 to play, running clock, second quarter. Trailing 6-3 to Joe Golden and the New York Giants. There's a run, but it only picks up 2 on the play. So now that'll bring up third and 12. Raheem Mostert checks into the game. So a 2 tight end set for Seattle. Defense counters 3-3-5. That's Golden Tate on one side, Deshaun Jackson on the other. Russell Wilson is under center. So there's that inside run for Mostert. No surprise, it's guessed wrong. It's a pickup of 6 on the play. And it's now 4th and 6, and with the ball resting at the 42, looks like Seattle is elected to go for it. So they'll go back out with that 2 tight end set, and again, with Mostert there in the backfield, there is that chance for a run, but up the middle, that's a 5-rated defensive player. So maybe he's looking end run here. There's a 0-4 on that side. Let's see. It is a pitch out. And he's able to pick up the first down. It's a pickup of 7 on the play on the defensive card. No linebacker was there to plug that inside run or stop that outside run. So now it's first and 10, ball at the 35. 8:42 to go here in the first half. Moving clock. Seattle trailing 6-3. So a big third down conversion there. There's a 10-yard pickup on Russell Wilson's card on that short pass. Completed to Will Dissly, the real-life Seattle Seahawk rookie. And that's another first down. There's a curl pass, and that's another one on Russell Wilson's card. It's a pickup of 12 on the play. It was guessed right by the defense. But again, Seattle will move forward. Ball resting now at the 13 with 7.5 to go here in the second quarter. Giants up 6-3, but Seattle's knocking on the door here. There's an off-tackle run, no pickup on the play. For Lindsey, that's his 11th carry. He's kind of slowed down a little bit here. Second down and 10. Defense in the 4-3. They're showing blitz, 2 tight end set. Raheem Mostert is checked into the game. There's a pass intended for Olsen. Guessed right. It's on Olsen's card, and the pass is incomplete, and now it's 3rd and 10. So the Giants defense on the first drive bent but did not break and allowed the first points of the game, a Seattle field goal. They would love to have that opportunity here again to force a field goal. Tough conversion here, 3rd and 10. Seattle comes out 3-3-5. Defense showing blitz here. 3 wide set for Seattle. Giants 3-3-5. And there's a quick out pass looking for tight end Disley. He's able to make the play, but it's only a pickup of 4, so Seattle will have to settle here for a field goal attempt. .26-yarder, and that one is good. So the Giants, who in all likelihood should be up right now, 7-6, but with that missed extra point, find themselves tied with the 14-2 Seattle Seahawks, the number 1 seed here in the NFC, the Giants number 5. I believe this is the Giants. Let's see, on their first possession, nice drive. Second possession, didn't really go anywhere. Both these teams have had long drives, so a lot of clock has been spent. It's not a club that usually moves the ball up and down the field fast. It's more of a plodding sort of offense, but Golden pushed the right buttons on his first drive for a touchdown. Defense correctly double teaming on that play. Good call, Dennis. Second down and 10. Pass was intended for Irv Smith, tight end. DeAndre Washington in the backfield, leading rusher for the club, only 800 yards. There's another look for Irv Smith, and this time he's going to be sacked. And a big loss of 12 on the play. So Darnold is sent down to the turf, and it's 3rd and 22. This is not an offense. Hardly any offense can convert these kind of things, but for New York, you wonder if they'll just shoot something short here and hope to get some yards and get out of the shadow of their own end zone. 3rd and 22. And there it is, an inside run. A nice little pickup there. That did get him some extra yards. 13 on the play. I believe that was Ito Smith. So 4th and 9. And another good return for Erickson. He has a nice return card there. Double digits in 7, 8, and 9. That's an excellent weapon.
That's the.
Oh, who is that? Who is that? That wasn't even him, is it? You're right.
Yeah, he's just got a bad punter.
That's Golden Tate's return card. That's a really. I see that was right. That you're right. That's on the punter card.
Although 9 is pretty good.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's almost like a quick return card. It's really high.
Mm-hmm. There's a run for Chris Thompson. That's the second time we've called his name in this game. Ball resting at the 42. Second down and 8 with 3:36 to go here in the second quarter. All knotted at 6. Again, back to that 3 wide set. Defense 3-3-5, not showing blitz. Sideline pattern to Erickson. Defense double teaming Erickson. Already he's guarded by 5. Good instincts by Golden. Third down and 8. 3:18 to go. Crowley tied it up on his last possession with a field goal that knotted this game at 6. Capped off one of the big plays was a 4th down and 6 successful conversion. There is a pass that is incomplete to Mostert. Defender X, defender able to make the play. White die 4, all it took. So they give this ball back. Nothing doing for the returner. He will sit on it here at the 9, so 2:42 to go. So the Giants likely will play things a little conservative here, you would think. Maybe try to get a first down and get into the locker room with a tie. They'll get the ball to start the third quarter. There's a pitch to DeAndre Washington. Doesn't go anywhere. Just picks up 1. Second down and 9. Seattle will let this clock go to the 2-minute warning. This next play will get it right down to 2 minutes. 2 tight end set again. Again, that's DeAndre Washington in the backfield. No surprise. 4 carries for 13 yards. Pedestrian numbers, but that's what we saw from him through the year. He's a caretaker running back. There's a look for tight end Conklin. It's good, and it'll pick up 5. So now it's 3rd and 4 as we've reached the 2-minute warning. Giants and Seahawks knotted at 6 here in the second quarter. 2 minutes to go. Big third down conversion here. Let's see if Darnold can find a little magic. Even if it has nothing to do with the score, just keeping the ball away from Seattle would be huge here. But you're risking giving the ball back to Seattle with about 1:45 and a couple timeouts, assuming that they call timeout. Just depends on the result of this play. There's a sideline pass, and it's incomplete, so Seattle doesn't have to use any of their timeouts. And in all likelihood, they should get this ball in decent field position. And they do. Ball resting at the 44-yard line with 1:37 to go. And all 3 timeouts. So they're back in that 3 wide set. That's Thompson now who's checked into the game. He's had 2 carries, but he's more of a receiver out of the backfield.
You might have a good guest right card or something if he's using him here.
Well, I kind of wonder that because he's only a 2 in blocking, so he's not putting him in there to stop it. Actually, the Giants don't have too great a pass rush. That was a pass I think that was intended for him. Let me see if he puts him back in there. We'll look at his run card.
I know Lindsey's pretty good too, guessed right.
Mm-hmm.
But like you see, he comes out in a standard formation with Mostert, probably because his guest right's not very good.
I would imagine, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen Thompson in hardly any games that I've played against any opponent this year. Of course, I haven't played Seattle, but I've played in a lot of 24-team leagues and not seen him on any team.
Throwing a bomb.
Deep shot. Deep shot, and this pass is going to be intercepted. So the Giants, at the very least, something crazy happens here, are going to go into the locker room with a tie, but with 1:22 to go, they do have all 3 of their timeouts. We're back to where we were just a moment ago. Seattle also has all 3 of their timeouts. So we'll see how Joe plays this thing. 3 wide set for the Giants and 3-3-5 defense for Seattle. No blitz on this play. No free safety blitz, that is. So 90 ticks on the clock. That's the first turnover of this game. Giants will get the ball at the end of the half, or to start the third. There's a pass looking for Irv Smith, pick up a 4. It was on Irv Smith's card. 2nd and 6. A minute 7. Giants are in no hurry. I guess technically they're in the hurry-up offense, so maybe they're in a little bit of a hurry. There's a pass that's completed on Seattle's card for 12. And he's able to get out of bounds on the play. So with the ball to 46, the Giants 1st and 10 with a minute to go. That was for Samuels, Steelers running back. And there's another completion. With 3 men in the zone, defender X or short gain. That's a pickup of 17 on the play to DeAndre Johnson. I believe, I have those numbers in front of me. My iPad, I left it at work. So, but if I recall, I think he was the leading receiver for this club as far as receptions were concerned. There's a pitch out, guessed wrong. And it's also one of those high numbers, too, that you think you could probably make some noise with it, but he just doesn't have the chops to make anything of it. He does get out of bounds, fortunately. It's now 2nd down with the ball at the 37. That's a great call. Defense guessed wrong. It's just the running back isn't really a top-quality back. Can't make him pay for it. 2nd down and 10. 30 seconds to go. Looking again for Irv Smith. Pass falls to the turf. 3rd and 10. 22 seconds to go. Darnold started off white hot on that first drive, but he's considerably cooled. He is 10 of 17 for 108 yards. This is a make or break play for either club. If they stop him here, they'll likely punt. If they make it here, they could be in potential field goal range. So this could be a swing play. There's a quick out looking for Irv Smith again, and that's a pickup of 7. So while they don't convert, they do find themselves in halfway decent field goal range. That's Nick Folk, who's going to line up for a 47-yarder with a chance to take the lead here before the end of the half. And he's going to put it through. 2 through 5, 11 and 12. 2 through 6, 2 through 6, 11 and 12. And so he knocks it through. There's a squib kick, so that'll place the ball at the 1 with 23, ball at the 23. Last play of the half. The Giants look like they're going to go into the half with the lead. Barring something crazy. Seattle switches up. They got a 4 wide set. Here's a deep shot for, well, actually, I guess they threw that one short, looking for an open zone. 6-yard pickup on the play. No long gain magic on that call, and Seattle is trailing the New York Giants 9-6 here in this autumn win divisional playoff, and we're going to get right to the 3rd quarter. We're going to skip the lousy halftime show and go straight away into the 3rd quarter. The Giants up 9-6, 9-6-1 in the regular season. Minor upset in the wild card round against Grand Rapids. Number 5 seed trying to slay the number 1 seed New York Giants. That's not going to help matters. That's an interception in their own end of the field. Sam Darnold is picked off. The ball is returned to the Giants 13. So that is a huge, huge break. Pass was intended for Irv Smith. Adams with the interception. And the Hawks are in business at the Jets 13. So let's see what they can do with this short field. They've been here twice now, but they've had to settle for field goals on both occasions. 2 tight end set. Raheem Mostert has checked into the game. Dangerous when guessed wrong. Defense calls pass, and on the first play, Mostert trots into the end zone. And for the first time in this, no, it's not the first time, the second time in this game, Seattle has lurched ahead. Up 12-9, they make the extra point, and now they are up 13-9. And it only took 36 seconds. So the complexion of this game has changed significantly. Seahawks have flipped the script, so the Giants will now take over at their own 25. Just 30 seconds ago, they were in this same position, up 9-6, and now they're trailing 13-9. So 3 wide set. Defense counters 3-3-5. Here's a sideline pass for Deontay Johnson. Defense guesses pass, and that ball is fumbled snap. And Seattle takes over again, back-to-back turnovers on 2 consecutive plays. Joe Golden is asking, what have I done to deserve this? Like Seattle needs a short field, like Dennis Crowley needs a short field, right? But these are the kind of breaks that a 14-2 team gets. And let's see if Seattle can convert here. So trailing 9-6 after an interception on one play, they scored a touchdown, and now they're looking for more. There's a 12-yard pickup on the play. Wilson complete. 9 of 15 so far for Russell Wilson. That was the Golden Tate. That's his first reception of the game, 12-yard pickup. So don't you get the feeling we were just here just a minute ago? Seattle with the ball at the Giants' 12-yard line. This is hard to believe, the turn of events that have taken place here. The Giants keeping this game so tight, and then 2 nasty turnovers have completely changed this game. The Giants call timeout to change up their formation. That's a 2 tight end set again for Seattle. Now defense is back in their 4-3. Defense double teams Disley. Great call. Pass is incomplete. So the Giants don't know what hit them. Now they're trailing 13-9. The ball resting at their own 12. Seattle looking for more. Giants doing what they can to keep this a 1-score game. Off tackle run to Mostert. Defense guesses pass. There's your break for the Giants. It's not a fumble, but it's a dreaded 5, which nets no yards on the play. So it's 3rd and 10. 12:36 on a running clock. And if you took a bathroom break and you're wondering what happened, well, 2 awful turnovers for the Giants, and Seattle is taking advantage of one, and it looks like they're about ready to take advantage of the second turnover. They're now leading 13-9. And looking for more. There's a pitch, but Mostert is going to be stopped. And that'll bring up 4th and 7. So this is another, it's like a 26-yard field goal attempt for Matt Gay, and he puts it through. And so the score is now 16-9, Seattle. So they put up 10 points in less than 3 minutes to take and extend the lead here in the third quarter. So an interception and a snap fumble has led to 10 straight Seattle Seahawks points. So the number 1 seed looking pretty good here, thanks to a couple of terrific breaks. There's an off-tackle run. Excuse me, a sideline pass. Oh, no, that was a run. Sorry about that. Guessed wrong. Dreaded 5, no gain, second down and 10. And that was to Edo Smith. I thought that was Irv Smith. So Edo Smith, no pickup. Sorry?
That's a pretty weak start at running back.
Yeah, and when I was looking at the stats, he didn't really carry the ball very much. It was pretty much a combo between Jalen, whatever his name is, Samuels from the Steelers, and Washington. Edo Smith, I don't even think he had but like 50 carries for the year. I didn't have him written down. There's a nice pickup of 12 on the play for Darnold, who's trying to get back on the beam here. He's 12 of 20. That was to Tyler Conklin, the tight end. So now the ball's resting at the 37. No time to panic. They're only trailing by a touchdown, but certainly shell-shocked. They're taking a 9-6 lead into the half, and now they're trailing 16-9, a consequence of 2 turnovers and 10 points as a result. Second down and 5. The ball at the Giants' 42. And there's a completed pass, and they're going to move the chains on this one. So that's a 12-yard reception for Irv Smith, who's been the favorite target tonight for Darnold. That's his 4th reception. Defender extra short gain, white dice 6. That's a 15-yard pickup. For Deontay Johnson, that's his 4th reception. He has 55 yards. A real-life Pittsburgh Steeler. So it didn't take very long. The ball's at the 31 of the Seattle Seahawks. 8:42 to go. Giants trailing 16-9. Off-tackle run. That's a 4-yard pickup. That's on the defensive card. That's a 6th carry so far for DeAndre Washington. Defense 4-3 calls blitz on this player, showing blitz. That's an off-tackle run for Washington. It's on the defensive card. That's a pickup of 8. So move those chains. Ball at the 19. Good-looking drive here for the Giants. Everybody contributing on this drive. Here's your screen pass. Looking for Washington again. Nice pickup. 7 on the play on Darnold's card. Second down and 3. He's heating up on this drive. Four three showing blitz, off tackle run for Washington. Defense guessing pass, but stopped. Offensive tackle not able to make the block, but few would at a white dice 6. So this brings up a dicey 3rd and 1. And again, without the benefit of a dominating or just a decent running back, it makes this 1 yard so much more difficult. You got a 0 at center. That's not helping. You got a 5 at nose tackle. Well, no, wait, they're going to the 4-3. But you do have a 6 over there, defensive tackle. There's a square and pass, guess wrong, and a touchdown. Great call for Joe Golden. Deontay Johnson with the big catch. And look at this. You've got to be kidding me. The second missed extra point of the game. What a horrible break. A horrid break, the second time now for Joe Golden. This team should be in the lead, and instead now they are trailing by 1, but it's super early, obviously, but another bad break for the Giants. Who held the lead for much of the first quarter, and the second actually took a lead into the half at 9-6. There's a deep target, but his pass is falling to the turf at 2nd and 10. Missed a couple of must-run cards there, as you can see on Russell Wilson's card. Nice must-runs at 8 and 9. Low interceptions at 2 through 4. Here's a pitch to Lindsey. Defense guesses wrong. That'll be a double-digit pickup there, 12 yards on the play. So the Giants close to knotting it up, but they've left 2 points on the field from missed extra points. There's a pass for Zach Line that falls to the turf. It's 2nd down and 10. Russell Wilson so far in this game is 9 of 18 for 76 yards. He's thrown 1 interception. Line is in there with Lindsey in the I formation. Wilson under center. Defense calls pass, and they're bringing the house on this play. Pass falls incomplete. It was intended for Lindsey. It's on Lindsey's card. Giants were bringing a fair number of people in that place, and now it's 3rd and 10. The ball at the 37.
Might be a good spot for Mostert.
We've seen it.
Cut a 0.
But in this case, he's looking for Deshaun Jackson, defender X. All it took was a 4. Joe Golden says, I've got one of those. There's a nice deep kick. Big kick, 55-yard punt, no return. So the Giants will have the ball at the 7. They're trailing by 1. Giving up 10 points as a result of turnovers in this half. But Golden put together a nice drive to cut this lead to 1. There's an off-tackle run for DeAndre Washington, pick up a 4 on the play. So you can see that guess wrong card. Ugh, not much there. Got your short gain on a 4. I mean, when you roll a 2, you're expecting something maybe slightly better than a 3-yard pickup.
He's got to run. Hasn't much run.
Say again, please.
He's got to run draws in those when he's showing so much blitz. I mean, he's not really calling run against him. His running backs aren't very good, so you got to at least take advantage of the D card when you can.
Mm-hmm. So 2-yard loss on that play. So now it's 3rd and 9. This is, again, not a club that is built for converting 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. But Darnold's been, he was hot in the first quarter. He's got pickups on 6 and 7 on his own card. And there's another fumble, and it looks like they were able to recover this one. And it was a safety. Of course, the animation, I think the ball was recovered. It looked like at the goal line, and probably Joe was thinking he'd have to take it out. And he did, and apparently he wasn't able to make it out. We can look at the box score here to see exactly what that was. I don't want to miss any play. We'll take a look at it here in just a little bit. So Seattle had good field position at their 41. It was a result of I believe, the first safety of these playoffs, unless there was one in that New England game the other day that I didn't call. We'll look at the box here in just a little bit. Let's go things quick. I formation, there's your run for Lindsey. Picks up 2.
I think he must have a sack fumble. Yeah, that
safety, yeah. A little non-specific there. Safety makes tackle in end zone. So,
well, you know, there was a fumble. He was probably sacked, fumbled, and tried to advance and got tackled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess that's why they wouldn't have said who took it out or who made the tackle. Well, regardless, we know the result, and that is an extended lead here for Seattle. If you didn't know any better, you'd think it was 6 field goals to 5. But it's been quirky. We've got a safety for Seattle. We've got 2 missed extra points for the Giants, and so that's where we find ourselves in the last few ticks here of the third quarter in a game that has moved really quickly. 18-16. That play is guessed right, but it's on the receiver card, and it's a pickup of 15 for Deshaun Jackson as we've now entered the fourth quarter. And Seattle has now moved into Giants territory with the ball resting at the 39. They're up by 2. The number 1 seed In Autumn Wind NFC, taking on the number 5 seed, the Giants have held it very, very close. Golden is a tough coach. Again, this is his first year in Autumn Wind, but he's in multiple leagues all over the country. This guy can coach. Both these two are excellent coaches. Lindsay pick up a 5, 2nd and 5, ball at the 34. Lindsay has 13 carries now. Plenty more carries. Another run for Lindsay. That's going to pick up a first down. What's Joe look like? Average D, both run and pass. I didn't look at the spreadsheet before this started. I think he's average.
I'll take a look. Or was that?
He could be good in the pass. Might be. I mean, it's possible he could be good in the pass. Got a 6 middle linebacker. Got a 6.
He's
average.
Average good.
Average good. And Dennis?
Probably the same. Oh, actually, his secondary is not that great though. Let me look. I was thinking I'd be throwing some bombs if he kept double teaming those guys. He's got a lot of targets, so he's leaving covered. He's good average. He's the other way around.
Good average. All righty. Inside run. Oh, great key. Joe Golden. Nice call there. So a loss of 1. Guessed right. That would have been a short gain. No, let's see, guessed wrong. Guessed right. That would have been a 0. So it didn't matter. The key didn't matter, but we're going to say it mattered.
Well, he just called a draw. So
oh, he called run on a draw. You're right. Good call.
But I mean, look at the difference. Like, I'd still.
Oh, yeah. Short gain. You're right. Absolutely.
If he's putting that linebacker in that zone a lot, you're still going to end up probably coming out ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Guessing pass and blitz in there.
So 3rd down, Wilson is in the pistol here. That's Mostert, sidecar left. Defense is in the 4-3. Dennis figuring out his next plan of action here. 33-yard field goal from here. But that would only extend the lead to 6. And we could watch the Giants trot their kicker out and miss another extra point. Looking for Disley on this play. Defense guesses pass, no double team. But the pass rush gets to Wilson. It looks like he's recovered. Did he? Yeah, Wilson did recover and lost 3 on the play. So the 5th field goal attempt now, by math, is correct. No, 4th field goal attempt. So the 4th field goal attempt is good, and now the score looks a little more reasonable at 21-15. It's just a wacky way to get there. 4 field goals, a touchdown, and a safety. So 11-24 for Joe Golden, only trailing by 6 to the number 1 seed in the NFC. Hanging tough against Crowley and the Seahawks. So that's 4 times now that Joe has been able to hold him inside the 20. And Seattle has had to settle for field goals. There's a pass that falls incomplete. And that was on Darnold's card. So the much maligned real life Sam Darnold. So there's a pass, 2 men in the zone. That's a loss of 3. So the drive not exactly getting off this. Oh, please.
Oh, it's saying he's been doubling a lot of guys. I haven't seen that much attention on A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't throw to A.J. Brown a lot in the season either.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, an whole set. That is AJ Brown, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I think he had 55 catches during the year.
I think he only had like 36. Oh, I have the old file. Okay.
I think 55. I was looking at the website, but he was the third leading receiver for this team.
Through the third quarter is all I have. I didn't
Okay.
download the league file.
Sure. Well, it didn't pick up very much. I think it's probably one of those things where he probably feels like he's going to draw a lot more attention and double team, so I'll just shade away from him. But he has an awful nice card. He hasn't really thrown his way very much, and I don't think Dennis has double teamed him that much.
Well, that's kind of the point, though. I mean, you got to take your shots to the guy. Everyone else is getting double teamed.
Exactly. It's worth at least throwing his way a few times, but not so far. It's been pretty much Irv Smith and Deontay Johnson from the Steelers has been the main targets.
On a zero, going deep.
Must run. Pickup of 6, 3rd down and 4. .842 running clock. .48-yard line of the Giants.
Lindsey's his best runner too.
Yep.
He's trying to stop it.
Instead, he's looking for a pass for Zach Line, and that is going to be good for 8. So it's a conversion. White die 6. With 0 men in zone on that play. So a defender reading. Let's see. Line's defender would have been at 0, I believe.
0 men in zone.
0 men in zone?
Yeah.
But a defender rating?
Well, the guy, even if he was in coverage, he's a 0 also. So
yeah,
literally nothing on that play unless he flooded that zone or could double teamed him.
Okay. So move the chains again. Our first down play. Lindsey, there's a short gain of 16. That was a run again for Lindsey, who is closing in on 100 yards. That's 91. On the day for Lindsey. So again, Seattle is in business here at the 15, but this is where they've met their Waterloo on multiple occasions. 5 times they've been inside the 20, and they've come away with 4 field goals and a touchdown. There's a dreaded 5 for Lindsey, just coming off the heels of a short gain.
He just doesn't. He's going to be up 9 points if he gets a field goal.
Exactly. So you play conservative here. Off tackle run, guessed right. And that was to Mostert, who hasn't had very many carries in this game. It's 11 for him now. Lindsey has carried the bulk of the load, I think 19. He's got plenty of carries left. 14, he's back in there again, 3rd and 10. So this is the rub, basically. We could see that off-tackle draw.
He's been real cognizant of the run on these plays.
Off-tackle run, he misses that short gain. Pickup of 4. And once again, but this is a huge field goal here for Matt Gay. But again, he's able to convert. And those 2 extra points, missed extra points, are truly coming back to haunt the Giants, as now they trail by 9 with 4:48 to go. So as Nathan had pointed out, if there's ever a reason to use A.J. Brown, now might be the time.
Well, I think that's the problem, though, is this is probably where Dennis is going to start double teaming the hell out of him because he's
might be too late. You're right. I think Johnson maybe a 5 deep. I don't think he's a 6, but I think he's a 5. So at least that's there.
Got some big yards on Johnson's card. He's definitely someone you can throw to. But
yes,
I mean A.J. Brown is like the most dangerous in the whole set. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one other guy's about as good. I know Larry adds up all the receiver yards. He might be able to tell you if there's anyone that has more than him.
There wasn't anyone in the expansion draft where he was selected. I'm sorry, the free agent draft. It was a nice pickup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Metcalf, I think Metcalf went really late, like 16th pick overall.
Yeah.
I mean, Metcalf's card is not as dangerous, but he's, that type of receiver.
I had the chance at 10 to get him, Metcalf, get Brown, or get Allen from Jacksonville. I was even thinking about Miles Sanders, and I wound up with Allen. He didn't have a great year, but I'm not worried about that. I'm thinking long term for him.
Well, he was injured.
Yeah. That team's terrible. It's going to take a while for them to rebuild. So 3rd and 10, 4:12 to go. There's a pickup of 7 on the play. And with 3:34 to go, I would think this is going to be 4-down territory. I don't believe you can afford to give the ball back. It's pretty much do or die, I believe, at this time for the Giants.
That was painful, too. That was all open zones.
Yep. You got the wrong end.
Get on the open zone.
Yep.
But it's funny, even if you're sitting there, it would have been the same result with the 6 die. It's one of the reasons I think the guys have blitzed like an awful lot. I mean, a third of the time it doesn't even matter with most of your linebackers.
Mm-hmm. So 3 wide set for the Giants.
Oh, there you go.
Receiver
And he goes and he goes deep to Brown, and the pass is incomplete. And so Seattle is going to take over in very, very good shape here with the ball at the 32 and 3:36 to go. So the Giants have made a great run, but they just caught some bad breaks here at the beginning of this 3rd quarter. And it's looking like their Cinderella story could be coming to an end here in the divisional round.
I'd say he did good. I mean, obviously the game's not over, but this team, especially, it's got a lot of really big holes in it to get playoffs and do a good job winning a game too.
Mm-hmm.
This game the whole time. I mean, he could easily have been ahead right here.
Without a good running back and a very average Darnold card for this club to go 9-6, and his defense is pretty average too. I'd say that's quite an accomplishment for an expansion team. It's not like he got a team that was loaded by any stretch.
I told Dennis the 4-3 with 2-4 defensive tackles. I think that's like the worst thing to have to coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a bunch of zeros in my secondary than deal with that.
I've been there. I've had a very poor run defense in my first expansion year 5 years ago. Not fun.
Oh.
Well, maybe the Giants just let him score.
Good move. Except for now he's got 2.
Yeah, now you got to stop at 2. So.
Well, because then he'd be up, 17 instead of 16.
Right, and he's going to be. So maybe the Giants were trying to play Madden ball there, but it kind of backfired. But it's probably academic at this point. 32-15 with just over 2 to play. So a great run for Joe Golden. We're glad to have him in this league. He's a great coach in a lot of other leagues, and I'm sure he's going to be making some noise in future seasons. But tonight belongs to Dennis Crowley and the Seattle Seahawks, and they are going to advance to the conference finals. Larry, I don't have my iPad on me. I believe Dennis has won this league once, not twice, I believe.
He's won it twice.
He has won it twice.
Yeah, he went 15-1 this year, in the regular season.
And I believe I kept saying he was 14-2. You're right. He was 15-1. And I think he has the only perfect season in the 17-year history. Would that be correct?
Yep, that'd be correct.
That would be right. So that pass falls incomplete. 4th and 10. They're going to go for it here. A last-ditch effort. And if he doesn't make it, Seattle will take some knees, and we will put this game to bed. So Darnold is 20 for 36, and that pass falls incomplete. So 20 for 37 with an interception and also a snap fumble. So Seattle will take a few knees here, and they will make their way to the conference championship. And they will face the Los Angeles Rams or the Dallas Cowboys, which is to be determined this Saturday. That is your ball game. Pop open the box score here. Let those two coaches, we'll see if Dennis comes to join us. I imagine he will, unless he has family obligations, which he could. So we'll take a look at the scoring. Seattle had the ball first and scored on a 31-yard field goal by Matt Gay. The Giants came back and took the lead on a 5-yard touchdown pass from Darnold to Deontay Johnson. They missed the extra point. Seattle tied the game up on a 26-yard field goal from Matt Gay. Just before the half expired, the Giants took the lead again with a Nick Folk 47-yard field goal. Seattle tacked on a touchdown after a interception by Darnold on a run by Raheem Mostert. And on the very next play, Darnold's snapped fumble led to a Matt Gay 26-yard field goal. So the Giants went from leading 9-6 and then trailing 16-9 in a matter of, just a couple. It didn't take very long, just a few plays, in fact. But the Giants, bloodied but unbowed. Darnold on his second touchdown pass to Deontay Johnson. But they missed the extra point, which was the theme of the night. Basically, 2 extra points missed by Nick Folk. They should have been leading at that point. Instead, they're trailing 16-15. But then after that, it was all Seattle. Another snap fumble, a safety in the end zone for Seattle, which gave them the quirky-looking 18-15 lead. They tacked on a couple of field goals there. Matt Gay again from 36, Matt Gay from 28, and then Raheem Mostert capped it off with a 20-yard pass from Wilson that gave Seattle the lead that ended the score basically at 32-15. We can take a look at the other numbers here that make any sense at all. Giants 2 for 10 on third down. Seattle only 3 for 13. Nathan had said it right. Neither one of these teams have dominating defenses, and both of them pretty much held each other in check. But those 10 points that Seattle got, actually 12 points as a result of turnovers, really made the difference in this game. Sam Darnold had a nice first drive, kind of cooled off, got hot in the third quarter, then cooled off again. 20 for 37, 2 touchdown passes, 1 interception, 194 yards. Russell Wilson, 15 for 26, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. The workhorse back for the Seahawks tonight is they've got that two-headed monster in the backfield. 20 carries for 91 yards for Phillip Lindsay, the real-life Denver Bronco. Raheem Mostert, 12 carries for 52 yards. He had a touchdown on the ground and also a touchdown catch. 6 catches for Deontay Johnson, including 2 touchdowns, as we were mentioning. A.J. Brown, 1 catch for 14 yards. So we'll look to see a lot more A.J. Brown, hopefully next year. Deshaun Jackson, 4 catches for 43. Nobody really there defensively. Receiving-wise for Seattle. Nothing really big to see. I believe that would probably be Dennis. Let's see if he sent me a note. Let's see if he's in there. There he is.
Well, we got Duke in there too.
I got everybody. Although we got a gigantic echo.
Oh, then get rid of Duke then. Joe had me on the ropes there until what do you call it? Until Darnold imploded there in the second half. Seriously, try to mute Dave just to see if that makes a difference.
I was muted. Don't blame me.
I know, but as soon as we added both of us in, it's got to be you or me. So you got two Dukes in there.
There you go.
See, you had that second Duke in there. Mute the second Duke. Duke's in there twice.
Okay.
Move up a little bit. There you go.
Okay. There we go.
Got an imposter.
We don't need two Dukes.
Yeah, one's plenty.
Mute him. Mute him on the top one, and then let the other one in. That's it. Nope, still bad. Duke, your sound is like off.
I had a hard time getting in, and now I get in and I get echo chamber.
Because there's two of you in. Close one of your browsers. You have like two browsers open.
There you go.
How can I cancel one?
Just close it.
I'll just close down here. Get out of here.
There you go. Now you're perfect. Look at this. Even post game, I had to solve Dave's technical problems.
Always.
Okay. But what I was saying is that Joe had me on the ropes there. Then Darnold imploded in the second half, and that just kind of made everything a lot easier. You know, when you're snap fumbling and throwing interceptions on your own card, that makes it easier for the opponent. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens with Darnold when they get a new, you know, with the Saleh in there and they get a new offense and see if they can figure out how to make him work right.
Mm-hmm.
But Joe coached a good game as always. In both regular season games too, he had me, you know, it would be like one score game or less until the fourth quarter, and it was kind of the same thing tonight. So,
were you worried about those 6 and 7s for Darnold?
Sixes and sevens? You mean like on his flat pass card? Guess right?
His short pass card.
Not really. I mean, eventually you got to roll other numbers. So he was hitting them quite a bit early.
Yeah.
He sure hits a lot of them.
Yeah, he did well. He did well. Coach well.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're able to broadcast the game. It was pretty good one. It's a good one to start off the week. Now we got games tomorrow and Thursday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think everything has all pretty much been scheduled at this point. So yeah, this was a good one. This was a good one. I thought he kept it close. Again, you know, I mean, when you're going into the half up 9-6, and then within a matter of like 30 seconds, all of a sudden you're down by, you know, whatever. I thought that drive that he put together and then kept off by another missed extra point. It's like, gosh, what's he got to do? You know, I mean, but Golden's a good coach. He's in a lot of leagues. I'm glad he's in Autumn Wind. He's a quality coach. I knew he was, you know, he doesn't have, for an expansion team, I'm sure impressive him. But
yeah,
that guy's a flat-out coach.
See, that's part of that's one of the challenges of having an expansion team is you can't really trade for those last pieces, so you're going to have holes on your team. So he has like a 0-2, I think, at center or guard or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know, if he was really knew he was going to be a playoff team, he probably would have. And if he would have been able to, he may have, you know, made a move to grab a 4-5 or trade a pick for to shore up those things. But
right.
For being an expansion team, he got a lot of talent. He made it work. He pushed me every time he played. And like I said, the games always came down to the fourth quarter, just about. So.
Did you? He's in your division, is that right?
Yeah.
You guys split?
No,
you wouldn't have split. You beat him twice.
Right. Yeah, the only team that beat me was Rick, and his his Shreveport Steamer with the bad Josh Allen card at quarterback. Yeah. So he'll be a lot better next year.
So the question everybody wants to know: next stop, Los Angeles or Dallas? Which team do you want to play?
I think that both of you guys present unique challenges. Mark with Breeze, Ingram, and that excellent pass defense is tough. I didn't get to play you this year in the regular season, Michael, but Patrick Mahomes, we all know what he did to me in the Somifa Super Bowl. So I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to either one of those matchups. They'll both be tough. But I'm just glad I'm going to be there. I mean, it's Stratomatic, right? Joe could have beaten me here, and that would have been – that's happened to me before. Really good team, one and done in the playoffs. So I'm just glad I'm moving on.
I think on paper, Dallas has a more dangerous team because Breeze is comparable with Mahomes. Ingram is better than Peterson. And doesn't he have like a good, excellent defense?
He does.
Yeah, good run and excellent pass defense.
So it's not like I'd be all excited to play, against Michael and Patrick Mahomes, but not having to face an excellent defense is a lot more palatable than the other way around.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Michael, did you play Mark during the regular season?
No, the first 4 years my team has not been competitive at all. So needless to say, whenever I've run into Dallas, it's been pretty much awful. So this will be the first time I get a chance to play with them with a slightly more competitive team. So it'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Yeah, I'll broadcast that one. So
Thank
do you
you.
got the other two games, Michael? Are you set to call those?
Yeah, let's see. You said it's tomorrow and then Thursday, so that game is like super late Wednesday, I believe. They said it was like real late.
Oh, is it?
5:30 Pacific time.
How old are you, Michael? Is that too late?
Well, I thought there was one that was like 8 or 9 o'clock Pacific time.
10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one that's scheduled for 10:30 p.m. Pacific.
Oh, I can do that one. When is that one?
Yeah, I'll be in on that. That's
Yeah,
why
let's do
I'm
it.
getting ready to start my day.
Okay, so here we go. We got
The game
No,
is tomorrow night between
Yeah.
Nathan and Duke.
Yeah, who can tell me how to beat Nathan?
oh no,
Just have to
it's
tune in and find out.
it's
You
the
almost beat
Patriots.
me this year, except for you turned it over like 10 times, and I barely won.
It's the Pats and Bucks on Thursday at 8:30. I'll jump in and get that one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is good. We're getting every game recorded. That's kind of cool.
That's fun. No, it's a lot of fun, especially when a whole bunch of people are on afterward. Dave, I haven't talked with you in forever. We broadcast a few games, me and you, here just like 2-3 years ago. You been doing all right?
I've been doing great.
I'm glad. I mean, it just sounds like you're coming from the great beyond, but other than that, you sound fine.
I'm sorry. I don't know what the technical problems is, but if Dennis doesn't help me, I'm screwed.
He's just putting the echo in his man cave. It's the cave in the man cave right there.
I hit echo cancellation. Isn't that supposed to work?
It sounds better now. It's not
It
doing
does.
the high-pitched thing.
Well,
Yes, you're good. You got one browser open. There's only one of you in the room. Perfect.
Right.
So,
okay.
so it's Nathan against is it Philly against Houston? Is that what we got tomorrow?
Yep.
Yep.
5:30 tomorrow night.
Yep.
All right,
I'll
guys.
be there for that. Come join us.
I'll have to watch that on the replay since that's just about the time I have to get off and get go hang out with the kids and the wife and stuff. So
Right.
you guys have fun. I'll look forward to it.
Congratulations, man. We'll see you Saturday.
Sounds good. Send me that link. I want to check it out.
Yep, I will do. Thanks, man.
All right, see you guys.
All right.
job.
Anybody else have anything to add before we cut this thing loose?
Whatever the game is after ours tomorrow, I'll do it with you, Michael, if you want me to.
Sure. That's the Thursday game. I think that's the 8:30, 5:30 when they're talking about. Come on. Yeah, join me.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Come on.
Can I link up by just hitting this like I did here?
Yeah. You through Slack, you just hit that link and just join right up. And then every couple of plays, I kind of sneak back and forth to see who's in the lobby. And I just click on them. And sometimes they mute. Sometimes they don't want to talk, and that's fine. But if they want to, we'll just have a watch party. That's fine.
Okay.
Larry, were you saying that it's Tampa? The Tampa Bay game is tomorrow at 10:30 at night. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think Tampa's. Is it Tampa Thursday? No, New England's Thursday, isn't it? I think Tampa's Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
Wait.
it's a Thursday, Saturday.
No. Dallas and Los
I'll take a
Angeles
look.
is Saturday.
I'll take a look.
who's the late game?
Yeah, Saturday. That's right. Dallas and so Tampa is Thursday. New England's at Tampa Thursday. It's 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern.
Okay, so Dennis will get that one.
Right. And then tomorrow night, as you guys have pointed out, it's 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
The Saturday game's 5 in the evening Eastern, 2 Pacific.
Okay. And I will not get to watch that broadcast as I will be preoccupied.
Yeah,
More gun safes.
no, he's playing in the game.
No, yeah, we recovered from moving a 750-pound gun safe up a couple flights of stairs. Everything's fine. Nobody lost too many internal organs. So yeah, I'll be ready for it. Yeah, it's exciting. It's my first chance at the playoffs here, so it should be fun. I just hate running into a coach like that's been in the championship 4 straight times, but that's how you learn. That's how you get better.
Do what you do. You'll do great.
Thank you, Larry. I appreciate it. It'll be fun. Just have fun. We'll just have a good time with it. So,
Well, you got Patrick Mahomes, so
yeah.
Any game you go into, you can win.
As I've learned this year, he makes up for a lot of bad coaching. Let's just put it that way. Even when all else fails, you have Patrick Mahomes. So we'll see. I've been thinking about it all week, trying to figure out what to do about an excellent pass defense and a good run defense. I got some ideas. We'll see. We'll just throw stuff out there and see what happens. I looked, and again, he let up the least amount of points of any of us for the entire year. But I looked at the box scores. There's some people were able to put points on him, and that's why they make offensive rolls too. We'll see. Maybe we get some breaks.
Mark's a great coach.
No question. So, oh well.
Man. Super Bowl, everybody seems to think, I mean, I knew the offensive line was going to be a problem, but I thought Mahomes was dropping back too quickly. He wasn't looking for a place to step forward and step into the ball. I think the only guy I can remember that would backpedal and really be able to complete a decent percentage was Fran Tarkenton. Otherwise, you get Marino and Brady and those guys. They wouldn't go back that far. They'll just let go. What do you guys think? You think that's a flawless game?
Mahomes has done that his whole career, and I think he's been amazing at it, especially when there's pressure. They didn't really bring pressure; they were just getting it. That was the problem. They were getting pressure without bringing anyone.
Well, yeah,
that left tackle was a joke.
Yeah, the offensive line was all mixed up,
No, I think that's one of the things that makes Mahomes great is he gets extra time where other guys normally wouldn't, and he can still because he can make those throws from deep like that.
Oh, he can. But I think he kind of relies on that. But you remember how Peyton Manning and Brady they take a 1 or 2 step in the pocket and are able to get it loose. But if you're 10 yards farther back, it's a much more difficult throw.
Well, yeah, but it also lets the play develop. And when you've got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, McCole Hardman, all those guys that are just hell to cover for an extra second, 3 seconds. I mean, Russell Wilson, I guess, kind of does a little bit of it. If you want to compare it, I'd say he's closer to Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he is, but Russell is one of the all-time most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, and that's what Mahomes would be if he had to play with that line the whole season too, probably.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that can be a double-edged sword. I mean, they're athletic enough where they can scramble back there, but boy, it's tough. As we saw on Sunday, to complete a pass. Yeah, even with he's hitting guys in the helmet because you're not expecting that ball to come at you at that velocity as he's gone airborne.
Shaq Barrett had 8 pressures that game. I mean, that's ridiculous.
He was dominant.
You can't have any chance. Look what they talk about with Brady when he gets pressured, he just falls apart. Well, it's because everyone falls apart when there's a guy all over him. At least a guy like Russell or Mahomes can make things happen, in a horrible situation. That's probably why Fran Tarkenton played that way too. I mean, I've only seen highlights, but it didn't look too hot on the pass blocking.
No, it wasn't. He had this Minnesota team that was an expansion team, and he was incredible to watch.
Some of those plays are necessity plays, not so much like the guy wants to do that.
Oh yeah, no, I realize that. But I think that Mahomes may be relying on his athleticism just a little too much, maybe.
Well, let's put it this way. Going into that Super Bowl, they said when you blitz Mahomes, he had 40 touchdowns, and it was either 1 interception or 0 interceptions in his career. So he usually handles pressure pretty well. But when you pressure and you have everyone in coverage, I mean, what in the world is the solution to that?
Well, that's pressure without bringing 5-6 guys.
Yeah, if you're in cover 2 and plays are developing, but you've got 2 guys deep, you've got everyone in coverage except for 4 guys. I mean, there's really no good. Yeah, then you can't complete it. Then you are in trouble. But I mean, what else? What else could you do?
Yeah, no, they did analyze those plays and they show how tight the Bucks coverage was down deep.
The other thing I'll say is I saw him make some throws, even when he was like getting slaughtered, that I could not believe he made. And the guys were just dinking it off of them. So they were just batting it up in the air. No one caught anything. No one made any plays. It was just horrible.
Three people in the helmet, didn't he?
He was hitting Kelsey. He was hitting Tyreek Hill. He hit people all over. That running back at the end, that like weird sidearm throw he made.
Yeah,
it was like a bullet right to the guy, hit him in the chest, in the goal, in the end zone, and nothing.
Yeah,
it's like, man, no one made a play for him at all.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey dropped one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nuts. I saw Kelsey. Yeah, Kelsey might even drop 2. I know he dropped at least one. Tyreek Hill didn't even look like he was making an effort to go for some of the passes, and they were like shell shocked, I guess.
Oh yeah, the whole team, the penalties, and I mean that was a horrible performance by the entire team.
Yeah. I just wonder sometimes with a team like that makes it look so easy through the entire year. It basically feels like they can turn it on whenever they need to. There's a complacency that's associated with that. And again, I find it hard to believe that a team would be complacent for the biggest game of the year. But sometimes that stuff catches up with you. And you just don't have the time to turn it on. And once you get down too far, then there's no way to turn it on. Well, I'm not a big fan of that team.
If you're playing without your best tackle and then your second best tackle, and you're facing Shaq Barrett and JPP and Vita Vea and whoever else, I mean, that is not a good situation. That's a horrible situation.
It is, but then the question would be, okay, then why don't you game plan for that? If you know that's what the problem is going to be, then rather than having Mahomes be a drop back passer and then running for his life after 3 seconds, why don't you start utilizing the offense in such a way you start dinking? Or maybe you start doing some sweeps or putting Hill in the backfield and doing something with him to get the ball to him. They didn't seem to make any adjustments.
I think Andy Reid was so used to Mahomes making those plays under pressure that he just figured that he didn't have to leave the extra blockers, and have a whole bunch of extra plays where you've got, extra protection in there, especially sacrificing a guy like Kelsey for being in the routes.
And to Tampa Bay's credit, look at those linebackers, Levante David, Evan White. Those guys can fly. So when we talk about the dump off pass and the little flat screens, those guys get to that play so fast that it's, again, I just think that that's a credit to Tampa Bay's design.
That's a crazy group of athletic linebackers.
No question.
All 4 of them.
And that's you're right, that's a coming out party for Levante David. We as Strat fans have kind of known all along what kind of talent that guy had, but to get it on the national stage, people know about Devin White and number 1 pick and all that, and Shaq Barrett with a whole mess of sacks the year before, but he's kind of the quiet guy on that team, but he did play exceptionally. I mean, they're not the steel curtain, but that is a quality defense, and their secondary is getting better too. So I guess we shouldn't be surprised.
Well, hopefully Brady in autumn like he did in,
Yeah, did you see any irony in that at all? Mahomes against Brady just a few weeks ago, huh?
I'm hoping for something like that. I don't think Dave has any plans on that, but I'll take it.
I should have seen that game that me and you had. I should have seen it coming. I should have been able to very easily predict the result of the Super Bowl.
I actually think my team in autumn win is really the record's a little inflated. I mean, I don't have that good of a defense at all. I've got good running game.
And you got Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think you're underselling the coach a little there. 15-1.
No, I like my team. I've got great running backs. I've got great running backs. I've got a weapon or 2 on at receiver. I have a lot less than I'm used to having. I like Brady. It just doesn't feel like a 15-1 team. Like last year, I thought my team was way better than this team. Let's put it that way. And I think I only won like 11 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You had no trouble with me, man. I'll tell you.
I'll get a
You
good close
got a
look
great
at
team.
it tomorrow, Nathan.
What's that, Dave?
I'll get a good close look at it tomorrow.
Your team looks pretty dang good. I mean, I think Kirk Cousins is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in Strat for years. I've always liked Cousins, and your defense, it's a good defense, right?
Average, good.
Average, good?
Yeah.
Well, either way, you got a lot of fives on it.
Average,
No.
average. Seems
Oh,
average.
yeah, you're outside. That's right. Your run ratings at linebacker aren't that hot. But yeah, their pass coverage rating are pretty good. Tough team.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun, Nathan. I always love playing you.
And I played the game I played you earlier this year. I think Brady was like 7 of 24 or something like that. It was pretty ugly.
Yeah, as I recall, that was an ugly game all around.
Yeah, I won because you turned it over like 4 or 5 times, I want to say. And I barely won by like 3.
All right. I think
By
we'll
the
just go ahead and
way,
wrap this thing up.
Michael,
Yes.
Nathan represents the third line of Baylor. His dad, Trent, but his uncle, Dean, was in our league. And so I've played three of the Baylors that have been in our league.
Wow. 3 of the Baylor Bears.
Yeah.
Now, Larry the other day was nice enough to send me a nice little history essay on this league and how it was formed. And we've had that talk before because I know that you've been in this league forever. I think since its inception, right? Like back in the 60s.
Larry, I loved when you revealed that Rick Byron's was the one that kind of had the idea of going all digital.
Yeah, he did. He was the one sitting at the table. We were trying to figure out what we would do. And Rick said, why don't we play the computer game? And we hadn't even discussed it. And that was near the end of that day. We spent about 4 hours at the table. That was near the end of the discussion. And it's a great idea by Rick.
Yeah, no, I didn't remember that, but that is interesting.
Yeah, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Dave, and Dave's a charter member. He was one of the first guys.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm glad to see what it has evolved too. That's my favorite league, hands down. And I've enjoyed meeting everybody in this community. They're a bunch of good people. And this playoff has been a lot of fun. I'm just excited. I'm just happy to be in it. So it should be.
Well, thanks for what you do broadcasting here, Michael.
We have a good time. Tom Cook's the one who started this whole thing. If it wasn't for him, I'd have not known about this game. So we try to do a broadcast the way Cook does. There's nothing like the way he does. He does a great job. But I like it when a whole bunch of people get in here and we can have a little watch party anyway. So I'm glad. But, yeah, we'll definitely get after it here on that next broadcast, Dave.
Okay.
And good luck against Nathan. Nathan, good luck, man.
See you guys.
All right, boys and girls. There is your final score. So Seattle. See you, Larry. Take care, man. So there is your final score. Let's go back up to it here real quick. Seattle, go to the box score. There you got it. Seattle, 32. The New York Giants, 15. We'll close out of this window, and we'll take one more look at the bracket. Now, our fantastic graphics designer has created a new poster on the road here to Hooper Bowl 17. That's our championship. But I haven't updated it yet, so you'll have to use the power of imagination, if you will. So in the upper right-hand corner in the NFC, you can move Dallas over, and below that square, that's where the Los Angeles Rams will play. So they will host the Dallas Cowboys. Both clubs are 13-3. Mark LePage is a 2-time Hooper Bowl winner. This is Michael Reeves. That's me. I'm the head coach of the Rams. This is my first appearance in the playoffs. So we will match wits this weekend, and that winner will now take on the Seattle Seahawks. So as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, the New York Giants, who defeated the Grand Rapids Rampage in the wild card round, just played Seattle, and Seattle, the number 1 seed, has now advanced 15-1, now 16-1 on the season. So you can put them right next to that Super Bowl trophy, right there in the middle. So they have punched their ticket to the Final Four. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see the New England Patriots and New Orleans Saints, who had a great playoff game. Really exciting game Saturday, but the Patriots have advanced, and so they have made their way to the AFC Divisional round. They will be taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the other matchup, as we just talked about just a moment ago, that is Nathan Baylor, who is the number 1 seed, the bottom left-hand corner. You can move them over to that square next to the Oakland Raiders. They will be taking on the number 5 seed Philadelphia Eagles, coached by Dave Szymanski. They were able to pull off the 5-4 upset in the wild card round against Tim Bowler's Oakland Raiders. Dave Szymanski is always a tough out. He's a very, very good coach. So Nathan will have his hands full, but Nathan did have a fine season this year at 14-2. And 15. I believe they were 15-1. 15-1 up against the Philadelphia Eagles. And the winner of that game will get to the Final Four. We'll see what happens with New England and Tampa Bay. These games are taking place tomorrow, Thursday, and Saturday. Dennis will be broadcasting. I will be broadcasting. All of our Autumn Wind friends will be in this lobby. And again, when you listen to this broadcast, this isn't just a play-by-play. We want everybody to be involved. It's more of a watch party. If you want to learn more about the Autumn Wind League, Google Autumn Wind. It's oops.org. If you're watching this video and you'd like to get more involved in this game, Google Stratomatic. That's STRATO-O-Matic.com. Full line of football, baseball, basketball, and hockey simulation games, board game, and the computer game. Also, the website includes links to leagues all over the country. And so there's plenty of leagues in which you can get involved in. It's a great hobby. I've met a lot of great friends from across the country. This Autumn Wind League has its roots back in the late 60s, and it's been going on strong for years and years and years. I think it's the finest one in the whole stratosphere, if you will. But I met a lot of other quality leagues, met a lot of really, really great coaches and nice people from across the country. It's a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie. And most importantly, it ain't Madden. So come on and go to that website, take a look, watch some of these videos. And if you're into it, order the game and join us for some of these leagues. But in the meantime, I'm going to get off here and close out this broadcast. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and continue to look for these Autumn Wind broadcasts as we will march to Super Bowl / Ooper Bowl, if you will, 17. We'll be crowning a champion here in a couple weeks. Hope you join us. In the meantime, everybody out there, stay safe. God bless everyone. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.